Today we're going to learn the skill of bubble lettering overlapping in the style of a graffiti artist. Now, have you ever seen graffiti art downtown? Sometimes graffiti art is really complicated and multicolored images, and then sometimes it's a little bit more simple. Artists, if they are just trying to write something quick and easy, might just be using their artist name known as a tag. Today we're going to create our own tag in the style of graffiti. All right, we're going to create our graffiti tag. Here are some letters we can use as a reference. We are going to draw our name lightly on our white paper. I have mine horizontally. So if I was going to do the word Dennis, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 letters in here, and I know the halfway point's about here. So 3 letters should be on this side, 3 letters should be on that side. So kind of judge, because you don't want to have a huge letter here and then run out of room. When you get your letters, very lightly, you will just draw This is going to be perfect size. All right, so I've not drawn it so lightly, you can hardly see it, but now I'm going to bubble around my letters, and I will erase these lines that will be in between. So, and you can still do this lightly. You kind of want your letters to run into the next door neighbor letters because that will show it overlapping. And then I'll do this one here. Now the E, do you see how the D's running into the E? So I'll bring the E up like this. I'm bubbling around. Then the N, I'm going to bring the N up just a little higher. And I'll end it a little lower. I see that this is going to come through there. Whoop. Now the other end, maybe I'm starting this one a little bit lower to give it a little variety. And then last is the S. Now you might want to do a couple practice rounds on a scratch piece of paper. All right, the next step is to erase that center line. Okay, now we're going to color these. Graffiti artists often use spray paint with their art, and we're going to be using neon oil colors and making a gradient, so we'll go from light to dark. You can decide which ones you want to use. I'm going to start with yellow, and I'm just going to choose 3 colors. So I'll do the top third with the yellow, getting a nice solid rich fill on that. And if I go out of the lines, that's all right a little bit because I will be cutting it out. Next, I'll choose another color. Maybe I want to go with a light green. And I'm going to speed the camera up and show you the rest of it. Make sure you blend between the two colors. Have the overlapping with your oil pastel. Next up, we're going to outline with our black paint. Try to use just the tip of your brush. Load up your brush when you need it. And the last step is to put some highlights where you think the sun might catch it. Oops. Our next step is to do some printmaking. So we're going to make some bricks. I have some black, white, and brown, and my sponge. All right, so the thing we're going to do is have more white than black because our background's black here, and we were trying to create texture, so I dip it in the white, and then I'm going to dip it on my plate a little bit, make sure I got coverage, grab a little bit of black, not too much, and maybe some brown, and I'm going to come over here, stamp, lift, leave a little space, stamp, lift. I don't need to reload every single time. This is giving us a lot of nice texture. When you get to the end, you could actually add on a little bit. You have your messy mat, use it. Load up your sponge again. I can just pick from this one. I don't even need to grab. Now in the next row, I'm going to stick the sponge in between so it lines up like that. And then I can do over to the edge. Might be better to stand. It's hard to see what you're doing when you're sitting. So next row, I'm going to line this up so the middle goes in the middle of that line. If the bricklayers did not do their buildings this way, they would just topple over. And we'll continue doing this all the way down the paper. even get in these spaces here. You can go cut a slit like this, stick your scissors in and cut up. Carefully go around. Our last step is to glue this all together. So we'll turn over our name, go around the edges. Using two hands. If you want to put it at an angle, that might be kind of fun. And there is our graffiti tag.